Good afternoon, everybody. I'm forecaster Nicholas Snyder. We're here to give you an in-depth look on what we are expecting with the snow right now, and I apologize for that. My audio is on, and I'll turn that down right now. So let's take a look at what we're expected to expect. Right now, let's take a look at the radar, actually. So right here, you may notice this area of yellow, this like band of higher values of reflectivity. Right in here, this is called bright banding. This means that the snow is not that high. The level of freezing is not that much, not very high up in the atmosphere, so we're getting pretty close to changing over to snow right up here in Cleveland. Now, of course, along the lakeshore, right in here, notice it's 43. You may not be able to see that very clearly, but right here, I put on the observations for you so you can see it is 43 right now in downtown Cleveland. What that means is, along the lakeshore, we're not expected to see that changeover to snow exceptionally quickly. And that'll be kind of along here where Avon Point starts and then kind of moving inland and up along the lakeshore here in Lake County. You see it's 41 in Mentor on the lake right here, but it's only all the way down to 33, excuse me, in the Cuyahoga County Airport right here. 33 at Hopkins. So again, we're going to really keep it raining for a bit longer along the lakeshore because of that northerly flow. Still 37 in Elyria. These cooler temperatures may be aided by some higher elevations over here in eastern Cuyahoga County. But yeah, along the lakeshore, we're going to see that changeover a lot slower than we are going to see rain. Port Clinton right now, we're seeing temperature of 35 degrees, I believe. Should be 35 degrees. I lost the actual observation. 36. My apologies for that. I lost the actual observation on there. But yeah, Painesville seeing 36. It's already snowing up here in Toledo with a temperature of 34, and with that wet bulb temperature of 32. When that wet bulb temperature is freezing or below, that's where we can expect to see those snow showers begin. Let's go down to the National Weather Service in Wilmington's radar. I know Columbus has already started to see the changeover down there as well. So let's take a look down here in the National Weather Service in Wilmington's forecast area. And it will take a bit to download right here. Wilmington's right now seeing very heavy snow. We've already gotten a report of an inch of snow already in Dayton. We're expecting about 3 to 5 inches of snow here. We'll get to that in just a second, but everyone down here in the Wilmington County warning area is seeing snow right now, denoted by these blue dots right in here. Let's go down to Charleston's radar. It's pretty close to changing over down in southeast Ohio and northern West Virginia, and actually we can look at where the changeover is occurring based on this. And actually, I'll turn this on, excuse me, for the Wilmington radar to give you an idea. This is called correlation coefficient. I use this a lot during severe weather coverage. This can also tell us where we are seeing changing over. This is all snow. These darker reds and sleet and freezing rain may be mixing in with these oranges and these brighter reds. But if I go to Charleston's radar back here, we can see a bit of mixing beginning to occur here in Chillicothe. It's still raining in Jackson and near Portsmouth and Point Pleasant and Gallia County. Up in Newark and Zanesville, Licking and Muskingum counties, that's where we're beginning to see that changeover right now. And severe weather off to the east, mentioned. This is a strong system, and here's where we're seeing that kind of mess. Again, that changeover. Bright banding occurring right in here, meaning, again, that changeover is not that far away from occurring over here in eastern Ohio, but again, we're seeing mostly rain up in here, and again, rain up in Cleveland as well. So let's get right into the nitty-gritty of this right now, and we'll get into this presentation. I'll go to my social feed, and then we will go right in here. So what can we expect exactly from this system? And my apologies, I won't be able to see the chat, so if you have any questions, I won't be able to answer them right away, but I'll be able to answer them eventually as we get going on here. And my apologies for the delay in the slideshow. We're getting this started. All right, here we go. Here's what we can be expecting. Rain will change over to snow from west to east today. We're already seeing that across the state of Ohio. The rain snow line's pretty much along a line just east of 71 down US 23, and points east it's raining, and west of that you're seeing that snow already. Again, that delay in the changeover is occurring along the eastern lakeshore. That will occur along the eastern lakeshore. So people in, I'd say from Avon Lake eastward, up Lake Erie, up to Conneaut, that's where you could expect that delay in changeover. That's really going to cut down on totals for those of you along the lakeshore. The bullseye for snow is where the lake enhancement, we're going to see lake enhancement, and we'll get to all of that technical stuff in a second, meets the synoptic and upslope lifting. Again, there's terrain effects on, especially further east, eastern Cuyahoga, northern Geauga, southern Lake, and portions of Ashtabula County. Those are going to really enhance our snowfall rates in that area, as well as Lake Erie. The lake is still warm, and while that's going to delay the changeover over portions of the lakeshore, inland areas a little bit away from the lake are going to see enhanced snow totals because the lake is going to create unstable air that'll force rising and cause heavier snowfall rates, again, inland away from the lake where it's still cold enough to snow. So let's get to the alerts right now. Complicated map right now. The pink areas are winter storm warnings. That's for Erie, Huron, Lorain, Cuyahoga, Medina, Summit, Portage, Geauga, Lake, Ashtabula, Inland, and Trumbull counties. That goes until 4 p.m. on Wednesday. This is for snow upwards of 6+ inches, likely more inland Cuyahoga, Geauga, and Lake counties, and portions of Ashtabula County as well, where we could see up to a foot or more of snow in those areas. And again, we'll get to that in a second. Winter weather advisory elsewhere across the state. Timing is different on a lot of these because localized effects are going to change when the snow is going to begin and when the snow is going to stop. So we're under a winter weather advisory for Lucas, Wood, Hancock, Wyandotte, Crawford, Sandusky, Seneca, Ottawa, Marion counties. That goes until 1 p.m. on Tuesday. That's for about 3 to 5 inches of snow in that area. Again, and that advisory is going to end 1 p.m. Tuesday because the snow is going to stop right about then. The winter weather advisory further south in Richland, Ashland, Wayne, Holmes, Stark, Mahoning counties. That goes until 4 p.m. on, Morrow County is included as well in that. That goes until 4 p.m. Wednesday. Ashtabula Lakeshore County is also included in that. That goes until 4 p.m. Wednesday as well. Expect, again, 3 to 5 inches of snow in that area. Ashtabula Lakeshore, because the lake is going to delay that changeover. Further south in the Pittsburgh County warning area. This is for Coshocton, Muskingum, Tuscarawas, Guernsey, Noble, Monroe, Belmont, Harrison, Carroll, Columbiana, and Jefferson counties. That goes until 7 a.m. Wednesday. That's when Pittsburgh expects the snow to stop. Having a little bit trouble talking today. My apologies for that. And we also have a winter weather advisory for Perry, Morgan, Washington, Athens, Vinton, Jackson, Lawrence, Gallia, and Meigs counties. That goes until 12 p.m. on Tuesday. That's for about 2 to 4 inches of snow. Advisory criteria down in southeast Ohio is a bit different than it is up in northern Ohio. Further west in the Wilmington County warning area. This is for the entire Ohio-Wilmington County warning area. It's for Mercer, Darke, Preble, Butler, Hamilton, Claremont, Warren, Montgomery, that is Miami, Shelby, Auglaize, Hardin, Logan, Champaign, Clark, Greene, Clinton, Highland, Brown, Adams, Scioto, Pike, Ross, Pickaway, and Franklin, Delaware, and Union counties, and Madison counties. That goes until 7 a.m. on Tuesday. That's for about 3 to 5 inches of snow there. And for northwestern Ohio, we have a winter weather advisory again for Williams, Defiance, Paulding, Van Wert, Allen, Putnam, Henry, and Fulton counties. That goes until 7 a.m. Tuesday for about 3 to 5 inches of snow there as well. So let's get right into the snow totals, where I'm expecting to see the most snow right in here. We're waiting on the numbers right now. There we go. In the dark blue areas, that includes Columbus, Chillicothe, Dayton, Lima, Findlay, Toledo, Sandusky, downtown Cleveland, and Youngstown, 3 to 5 inches of snow. That's pretty much the entire winter weather advisory area. Now, where you're going to see that lake enhancement and that upslope forcing, that includes Akron, portions of the south and east side of Cleveland, Geauga, Lake, and portions of Ashtabula County, 6 to 10, and possibly 10 to 14 inches in those orange areas as well. Along the lakeshore, again, the snow changeover is going to be delayed, which is why further north along the lakeshore you're not expected to see that much snow. Elsewhere in that lighter blue, about 1 to 3 inches of snow expected. Now we're going to zoom in on the snow bullseye area where I expect to see the most snow. Again, this is pretty much greater Cleveland, US 224, I-76 points north, right in here, and south of I-480 and south of the Turnpike along the lakeshore. 6 to 10 in Norwalk, Elyria, Strongsville, Medina, Akron. In that yellow area, that's where you're going to see that 6 to 10 inches of snow. I'll get into all the details on why it's going to be heavy there in just 1 second. Along Avon Point, right in here, we got a sliver of 1 to 3 inches. I think the lake is going to keep you warm enough to where that delay is going to be the longest along Avon Point. So if you're in Avon Lake, portions of Bay Village as well, I'd only expect 1 to 3 inches. That may be even dragged out a little bit further east into Lakewood and Rocky River as well. But right now, I'm going to go 3 to 5 for those areas. Further south, again, if you're north of I-480, north of the Turnpike, expect only about 3 to 5. South of I-480 and the Turnpike, west of Elyria, that's 6 to 10 as well. And then, if you're in the higher terrain of eastern and southern Cuyahoga County, southern Lake County, northern Geauga County, 10 to 14, and possibly localized areas of larger accumulations as well in those areas. Chagrin Falls, Chardon, Bainbridge, Richmond Heights, Highland Heights, Kirtland, Kirtland Hills, Burton, Chesterland, those areas, Solon, North Ridgeville, Brecksville, Broadview Heights, maybe southern portions of Independence as well. That's where I'm expecting to see that 10 to 14, maybe even possibly more snow. The reason this is cut back north into Ashtabula County is because the changeover is going to be a little bit later. So those of you in Warren and Youngstown will probably only be seeing about 3 to 5 inches. Northwestern Trumbull County could be expected to see about 6 to 10 inches as well due to that lake enhancement and the changeover happening a little bit sooner. So let's get into why this is all the heaviest snow is occurring here. Notice this gradient right in here. This is called theta E, right in here. These are called isotropes. These you look for going up, right in here. I do not think Youngstown will get a winter storm warning. I'm expecting 3 to 5 inches, by the way. But anyway, upslope right in here is where you're expected to see that heavier snowfall rates. And right in here, this is called the HER model right in here. You go from about Sandusky up to about Cleveland right in here. In this band area, this is Tuesday at 2 a.m. local time. That's where we're expected to see those heavier snowfall rates right in here. Again, right along the lakeshore, it's going to delay the timing of the changeover. And so we're only expecting to see those 3 to 5 inches. But right in here, I'd say between Norwalk all the way up here into Geauga County, is where we're expected to see those snowfall rates really increase. That's pretty common on all of these models. Right in here, again, you can see that you go from 281 Kelvin all the way up to 288 Kelvin right in here. It's pretty common here as well. And then all along pretty much the entire high-res models, we're expected to see those heavier snowfall rates right in there. Another thing to look for is frontogenesis right in here. And these lines right here, these purple lines, where you see these purple lines, expect enhanced rates of snow right in here. Frontogenesis causes upward motion in the lower levels, and that generates heavier snowfall rates as well. And we're seeing that especially along the lake, where we're going to see those tighter temperature gradients between the lake air and the continental air as well. And I already pulled that one up as well. So that's where we're expected to see the heaviest snowfall rates, again, right in this yellow to orange area because of those upslope. Isentropic lift is what I mentioned earlier, and the lake enhancement, as we talked about as well, because of that warm lake. Changeover times. I'm expecting southern Cuyahoga County to be pretty quick within the next 2 or 3 hours or so. Further east into Trumbull and Mahoning counties, east of I-77, I don't expect the changeover to occur before 7 p.m. So I'd say after 7 p.m., east of I-77, you're probably going to change over. West of I-77, between, I'd say, now and 5 p.m., except along the lakeshore. Lakeshore communities probably will not change over, and my apologies for that. I was on the wrong map, but lakeshore communities, again, will probably not see that changeover until about 2 or 3 a.m. local time. Further south, again, between 71 and 77, between about 2 and 5 p.m., 77 and points east after 7 p.m., and along the PA state line, probably 8 or 9 p.m. is when I expect the changeover to snow. That's all we're expecting right now. I hope you have a great day. I'm forecaster Nicholas Snyder. Make it a great Monday.